What we're going to do is, in case number 10 CR 01587, that Mr. Beckett is going to enter a no contest plea. The agreement is that the matter will be submitted to the court. The court will withhold adjudication. Mr. Beckett will complete an alcohol counseling program and provide sufficient proof to the court of the completion of that program, that he will be resigning as the district attorney of Nye County. We'll be submitting a resignation that for November 1st, 2010 on that.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity for us to respond to what happened in court today. I'll tell you I'll say the only thing good about this is that the fact that this is behind us now. But as far as the what Mr. Bob Beckett put the citizens of Nye County through, the Nye County Sheriff's Office, and the criminal justice, which he made a mockery of on numerous times, kept filing these false charges against the deputies, which and tries to go some kind of legal action against the Nye County Sheriff's Office is atrocious in my opinion. Someone who worked in the criminal justice system utilizing this for his benefit in order to further his his personal agenda is in my opinion despicable.
We have agreed that the factual allegation contained in count 1 of the obstructing a public officer will be sufficient for purposes of this hearing after he enters the no contest plea for the court to take it as a submission but a withholding of adjudication.
That's accurate, Judge. And from the county's perspective, the salary and benefit recoupments from Mr. Beckett after he resigns effective 11/1 of this year through the end of the year is in the neighborhood of $20,000. Mr. Pitaro and I will prepare a written plea agreement that reflects that, and that is in lieu of any other monies to be paid back as restitution. So the county's recouping that money.
Well, the pay is what his salary was between now and between November and the end of his term. That was $20,000. Attending alcohol counseling, he did that. He apparently did that for California. That was a requirement he had to do. He had to complete some kind of alcohol counseling, I believe, on his plea for the reckless driving. So he's already been through that. And as far as resignation, I'd say that it should have been done a while ago.
Even though you're pleading no contest to the charge based on the complaint, the stipulation, I'll find you guilty of the charge. We can take that under submission. If you complete the requirements, then the case will be dismissed. But if you don't, then you would have this misdemeanor on your record. You understand that?
Yes. But our understanding is the court will not enter the guilty pending the statute.
Right. Yeah. But if things don't go as planned, then the guilty plea will, the guilty finding will be entered and it'll be sentenced accordingly.
Yes.
All right. So what is your plea to the misdemeanor charge of obstructing a police officer, public officer?
No contest.
The special prosecutor decided that they wanted to just get this over with, so he pled to these. He pled to the obstructing public official. He's got some kind of status check with in reference to his DUI, and he didn't even plead guilty. He played no contest. It was basically a guilty plea. In I respect, that's how it's taken. It's just that you don't want to declare yourself innocent or guilty. It's just in the middle. It's just that you don't want to go through the process.
Well, do you accept the plea, judge the defendant guilty of the charge? Taken under submission to give the defendant an opportunity to comply with the terms of the plea agreement.
Judge, I would be. Will you find him guilty? I would rather that be submitted, and then if we have a problem, then you make the finding.
I don't have a problem doing it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so be under submission at this point.
Yes.
The parties will prepare a written plea.
Yes.
And if he completes the requirements of that plea, then the case will be dismissed.
This is about an individual who used his office incorrectly in order to further his personal agenda for himself. It had nothing to do with justice. He wasn't interested in justice. He was interested in covering it up and tried to shift the blame to other people who were innocent because, in my opinion, there was wrongdoing that was there.
And so next is the status check in January.
That's correct. That'll be a status check. I'll see what I guess the judge wants to know what if he's going through the part of the negotiation, if he's going through the negotiated agreements, and see what's going on with that. Outside of that, right now, we have another few weeks of Mr. Beckett sitting behind in the DA's office, and after that, we'll probably have somebody taking his spot until a new DA is appointed, is actually elected by the people in that county. And I hope and I know that whoever gets elected, person's choices, will probably be a lot better than what we had in the last several years. That's what my hope is, anyway.
Thank you very much, Sheriff, and very good job by you and your department again.
We appreciate that. Even we put a lot of time effort investigation. The sheriff's office was vindicated with the throwing out of cases with the judge Beneventure. Judge Dow, he accepted the plea agreements. That was something that's negotiated between the special prosecutor and the defense. We are not happy with it. We're not happy with it because people can get the impression if you have a certain status of office or a certain status in your personal status that you're going to get away with a lot more than someone who doesn't. And if that's the impression that people are going to get from this and understand it, in this case, I have to agree with that because this was something that that average Jane and John Q. public wouldn't have got based upon the charges we had filed that we requested filing against Mr. Beckett. And they were tremendous. And the mockery made of criminal justice and the embarrassment he caused a citizen of Knight County for his own personal gain. That's unfortunately that had happened. That's my apologies to the people that had to go through this. Maybe Mr. Bob Beckett won't make that apology, but I understand what they had. There was some question whether or not the sheriff's office was correct in this, and we were totally correct.
Thank you very much again, Sheriff.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. And again, citizens of Knight County, we're going to work to better services for you. Thank you so much.